Hello friends, my name is Ayush and today we will be discussing about AUC ROC curve. AUC means area under the curve and ROC means receiver operating characteristic. Now I know you must be wondering why it has such a unique name. And the reason for it is that because it was initially designed for operators of military radar receivers. Okay. And the source of the information is Wikipedia and you can read much detail on Wikipedia. Okay. Now let us move into this chapter. So initially I'll be telling you about what is the purpose of AUC ROC curve, how to draw it and how to interpret it. Okay. So now let us dive into the lecture. Now I'll explain you with the help of an example so that it is easier to understand. Now let us move. Now you must be wondering why it has already been written so many times, because I have tried so many times making this video and it is a signature of failures that there's some type of problem creeps in, like sometime I make a pronunciation mistake, then I have to again reshoot the video. No wonder, this is part of the work. So let us start. Okay, so I'll use the already explained example so that it is easier. Now consider that you have a problem statement where you have training data set of n people. For every individual you have x1, that is height, x2, that is weight, x3, his income, like this xk, his age. So you have the information, every information of that particular individual required, and correspondingly you have an output y equals to 1, whether he is successful or not. You decided some criteria that you will ask his salary or anything related to it, and correspondingly you will give him the output whether he is successful or not. Okay, so you have this data. For second individual also you collected such data, and for n individual we have this data. We will represent this data as T, that is the training data set. This complete data set will be represented by T. Okay, now what you did is somebody came to you and said that you need to build a classifier so that whenever we give the input of n plus 1th individual, the x1, x2, x3 values for n plus 1th, you can predict whether he will be successful or not. You must be quite familiar with this concept. Yes, it's somehow used in astrology also, but they have different approach of doing this. Okay, so you use in classifier, and what does classifier does? It predicts probability. So you made a classifier, and for every individual now you predicted the probability of the input being positive or 0. Positive means successful, 0 means not successful. So you will get the corresponding probability for every individuals. Okay, now let me clean it so that I'm able to explain you better. Okay, so now you got the probability. Now next step is how to turn this probability into the output like 0 or 1, and for that you need a threshold. Okay, so say you decided a threshold, let us represent it by delta 1. Okay, you said if the probability that y hat is equals to positive, that is this one, is greater than delta 1, then I'll say you are successful, that is positive. Else you will say that 0, not successful. Okay, now you decided a threshold. Now after drawing this threshold, what is the next task? You will make a confusion matrix. Okay, so I think you are aware of the confusion matrix, and if you are not aware of it, you can visit my previous lecture. It is made on confusion matrix, but you don't need to do that currently. Even if you're not aware, I will explain you enough to do that. So how do we draw confusion matrix? Say in the data set you'll be having some actual values and you have some predicted values which you got through using threshold. Okay, now see, confusion matrix will be, here you will have actual values and here you will have predicted values. Okay, and this will positive, negative, positive, negative. My negative, not in my case, we have decided it to represent it by 0. Okay, so better I write 1 and 0. Okay, now this is y hat. Now you'll be have corresponding to every point y hat also. Okay, now say 1 1 0 like this. Now what, how do we make confusion matrices? In the actual values where the output is 1, and if your y hat is also 1, you will count how many such points are there. That will be your true positive predicted. How to learn it is TP, P for positive, P for predicted. That is true predictive positive. Okay, true predicted positive. Now there will be some 0 also, that is negative, and in correspondingly to those zeros you will count how many times y hat has also given us 0 value. That is the actual values are also 0 and predicted values are also 0. So that will be my true negative. Okay. Similarly, for some values, the actual values y1, y will be 1, okay, but your predicted values will be 0. So that will come under false negative. Okay. Why false negative? Because you predicted false negative, like, and this is similarly false positive. So this is all you need to know. And if you want to get to know more, you can visit the previous lecture on confusion matrix. Okay. So now we have these values. So you got me bought. So let me recall, let me repeat it again what we have done till now. We had the training data set, we made a classifier, we predicted their probability, then we decided a threshold, and then we got the predicted output y hat, and then after that we made a confusion matrix. Okay, after making this confusion matrix, we will calculate two very important parameters, that are true positive rate and false positive rate. Okay, what are those two parameters? True positive rate and false positive rate. True positive rate is also called sensitivity. What it is called? Let me make you again. True positive rate is also called sensitivity, and it is written as true positive upon true positive plus false negative. So let me draw here so that you understand it. When it is in front, it is easier to understand. Actual value, predicted value, positive negative, true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. Okay, now you will calculate total positive, true positive rate, sensitive, also known as sensitivity, and this will be calculated as true positive upon true positive plus false negative. What does it means is proportion of positive class getting rightly classified, means out of actual total positive class, that is true positive plus false negative, how many have been classified correctly positive, that is true positive. So true positive upon true positive plus false negative. And second important thing is, which you need to know, is 1 minus specificity. Okay, so let me write it again. 1 minus specificity. Okay, and this is what? This is false positive rate. Okay, and what is false positive rate? False positive rate is false positive upon false positive plus true negative. So what does this mean? Same proportion of negative class. See, false positive plus true negative is total number of negative classes, and false positive means got wrongly classified. Okay, so proportion of negative class got wrongly classified. So one thing to know is, for me sensitivity is important because I need to have more true positive, and 1 minus specificity to be less because I want false positive to be less. Okay, because I want more true positive and true negative. This is means intuitive, because when you make a classifier, you expect that you get true positive maximum and true negative also maximum, means perfect classifier should be. Okay, now why have I told you about these two parameters, that true positive rate and false positive rate? This is because I said that we're going to talk about ROC, receiver operating characteristic curve. And when we draw a curve, what do we all need? Nothing but y-axis and x-axis. So true positive rate is my y-axis and false positive rate is my x-axis. So before moving forward, let me tell you one more thing. Like this true positive rate and false positive rate both lie between 0 to 1. Okay, why? Because if you see their formula, false positive rate is false positive upon false positive plus true negative. Okay, so if I write it in a better way, if the maximum value it can have is 1 when true negative is 0, and this is like easily understood. Okay, so maximum value it will have 1 when true negative is equal to 0. Similar expression can be given for true positive rate also, that true positive rate, which is nothing but true positive upon true positive plus false negative, its maximum value will be also 1 when false negative will be equals to 0. Okay, so now what all we did, we got the delta, then we calculated the true positive rate and false positive rate, and we plotted a point. So the point is, after having made the till classifier and got the probabilities, we decide threshold. On the basis of threshold, we calculate true positive rate and false positive rate, and then we plot that point. For different value of threshold, we get different value of true positive rate and false positive rate, and we plot them on the graph. Okay, so now we join them, and this is our AUC ROC curve. So it is not, this is what, not ROC, receiver operator characteristic curve. Okay, receiver operating characteristic curve. Now we got the curve. Now what to do with this curve? So first of all, let us understand different points on it. See, this extreme point is quite interesting, and it is sometimes asked in the interview also. Okay, that what do we mean by this point when true positive rate is 1 and false positive rate is also equals to 1. Okay, true positive rate equals to 1. First, let us say false positive rate. False positive rate equals to 1 means that false negative equals to 0. If you do it equals to 1, you'll get false negative equals to 0. And true positive rate equals to 1 means, I told you just now, true positive rate equals to 1 means that false negative will be 0. False negative will be equals to 0. Okay. So again, let me repeat this formula: true positive upon true positive plus false negative. This is for true positive rate. Okay. So this will be equals to 1 when false negative will be 0. Similarly, false positive rate equals to 1 will imply that false positive upon false positive plus true negative equals to 1, and this will imply that true negative is equals to 0. So this is quite interesting now. So what does it exactly means in terms of interpretation? See, when false negative is equal to 0, when false negative is equals to 0, okay, here, it means all your positive values were truly classified. That's very good, that my actual values were rightly classified. And when my true negative is equals to 0, it means my all negative values were wrongly classified. So this is very important, and it is often asked in the interview that what do we mean when it both are equal to 1, true positive rate and false positive rate. Okay, now after this question on interview, now let us, one important, very important part of concept is how to understand the area. Okay, let's say we drew the curve also, true positive rate and false positive rate. We drew this curve also. Okay, now after getting this curve, we calculated area under the curve. Okay, as we talk about AUC ROC, now we'll get different value of area. Now, very important thing to understand. Now, let us move where I have explained it in a nicely. When AUC equals to 1, when area under the curve is equals to 1, it means that the classifier is perfect. It is perfectly able to distinguish positive class and negative class. Means it will give the output corresponding to positive, predict output corresponding to positive class as positive and negative class as negative. What do we mean? And one interesting case is when area under the curve is 0. Okay, what does it mean? It means that my negative actual values will be classified as positive and my positive actual values will be classified as negative. So it's the worst classifier one can have. Okay, now one again interesting example is AUC equals to 0.5. It means that if instead of using any algorithm, you just allocate the values randomly, you'll get the AUC equals to 0.5. Randomly doesn't mean that you put values wherever you want, because then it is not random. It is random. There's a like very good topic came up that what is actually do we mean by random. Okay, random variable we talk about, and when this is not random, like when I say this, I mean it that if you write any values between 10 10 10 and you write it by your own, it is not necessary that you will be able to make a random distribution. So just think about it, and I'll make a video on this also, like a nice topic it is. Okay, no worry. Now when AUC is equals to point, it means that either the outputs are given randomly or any constant value was given for all values, for all the data points. Okay, so you'll get AUC equals to 0.5. Now what is important for me in terms of implementation in machine learning is AUC greater than 0.5 and less than 1. This is what I desire, and in typical different industry, different threshold are there. That what is good classifier? It is mainly 0.7, 0.8, which are considered very good. If you get more than 0.8, then it's obviously very good. Okay, now it means that after 0.5 AUC being greater than 0.5, it means that it is able to classify more number of true positive and true negative than false positive and false negative. Okay, just remember this, that AUC being greater than 0.5 and less than value means it is able to classify more number of true positive and true negative than false positive and false negative. Okay, now before giving you another good question related to interview, let me make you understand. If somebody asks you that what do we mean by AUC ROC, like we understood that what do we mean and how do we calculate it, but like for an interview purpose, if somebody asks you what is AUC ROC curve, so your answer should be it is a measure used to distinguish between classifiers. Okay, that is an evaluating metric for binary classification problem. So I will repeat it again. It is a measure used to distinguish between classifier or an evaluating metric for binary classifier. Now one of the interview questions that arises is okay, so AUC ROC is used for binary classification. What to do in case of we have multi-classification problem? Okay, what do you do? So that there is also a solution we have for it. Though it is true that AUC ROC curve can only be used for binary classification. But say we have y is equals to +1, 0, -1. The problem can be any, like gender, okay, anything which has more than 2 classifications. Now we got the y. Okay, now what you can do is you can predict the output for y. One like output you can take +1, another you can take apart from anything +1, that is 0 and -1. So you can draw everything like AUC, you can draw AUC ROC curve for it, and then you can calculate AUC. Then you can take similarly -1 and not -1. Similarly you can take 0 and not 0. So this is how you will get the AUC, area under the curve, and then you can check whether your classifier is good or not. Now one thing which you must be wondering, that how to calculate it. Don't worry, there is a library in Python, sklearn. Using that you can easily do it. Now with this topic I have a question with you to you, that if you think that I should only tell you like the maths part of it, or I should keep more related to intuition, or I should also include the like the coding, how do you calculate it, should I write the code also? But because what I think, I gave you just an intuitive purpose of it. I also did not tell you how to calculate AUC, ROC, AUC, area under the curve mathematically. Though there is a simple method I need to tell you, which you all know, you would have done it. Whenever you have a curve, you can easily calculate area under the curve using trapezoid rule. Okay. So take any 2 points, make a trapezoid, calculate the area. So for different trapezoids you can make and you can calculate the area. Okay, simple it is, no? But how it is done exactly in algorithm, there is a particular algorithm to do it also, and I don't think you will need it, but if I get time I'll make a lecture on this, because currently I'm making on more important topics. Okay, thank you. And if you have any constructive feedback, please write it in the comment box, or you can mail me also. Thank you.